All right, back with you on the Bronx Buzz, and it's time to talk to really one of the best art organizations in the borough of the Bronx, and that's the Bronx River Art Center, otherwise known as BRAC. And we are thrilled to have a curator with us. It is Alena Alekseeva. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Nice to have you with us, Alena. And one of the artists that's featured in, I guess it's the first show of the new year, and that is Anna Fine Foer. Nice to have you with us. Thank you for joining us, Anna. Alena, let's talk about it's called Between Collecting and Inspiration, the Artist's Cabinet. Tell us all about like the concept in putting these artists together.
Thank you, Gary.
Sure.
The show is on from January 10th to February 15th, and it highlights the artist's work and artist collection. So each installation of the 12 artists functions as a personal cabinet of curiosities where artworks coexist with collected objects in an arrangement that follows artists' own internal logic. So we tried to show how artists collect and how their collection influences their artworks in their practice.
Well, what's interesting to me is, I know a couple of artists, and I'd say, well, what do you have? And some of it may be appropriate or not appropriate. How do you select the artists that participate in in this particular in any show, really, but this particular show?
Well, we got a really huge feedback from artists. We did an open call, and over 80 artists from all
Wow.
the US applied to participate in the show,
That-
and we got only 12. And my work was to see interesting collections, obviously, but also to see their relationship with artist practice.
And where did the idea come from? This whole idea of like the artist's cabinet. It's an inspiring kind of thing. Where did that come from? What's that about?
Well, originally it came from my graduate research because yeah,
Okay, that's fair.
I research contemporary museum collections at the contemporary art museums. And in this particular show, I wanted to expand this idea and not only to show the museum collections or collectors' collections, but I wanted to research how artists collect and what do they collect.
Okay, we're going to bring Anna into the conversation, and then before we go, we'll certainly talk about where it's located. We want people to come out and see it. I know I wanted to see the opening, but was not available that particular day. So, what can you do? Anna, nice to meet you. Tell us a little bit about your background as an artist. Have you been collecting? Have you been creating for all these years, or is it really something more recent? Tell us just a little bit about your artistic background.
Well, I'll talk about the collecting part first. The other about my artist's journey is an immense topic. I think I'm going to need a more specific question, but I had done a collage series about the myth and lore and science of tulip mania a while ago, which was a phenomenon in the 17th century in the Netherlands that very much relates to cabinets of curiosity and the age of exploration. And so one of the collages in the show about tulips had a section at the bottom where I was collaging made up animals like chimeras. And I got very interested in this, and I decided to start pursuing that type of artwork. And then the pandemic came, and the whole concept of the show morphed into being my version of sort of like a modern collection of specimens of natural history with the thesis that it's no longer appropriate for us to simply collect these relics, but we have to actively be involved in the preservation of the species. And so I did a huge amount of research about early naturalists and just about species.
And is the notion of collages something that you've worked on in the past, or is it really kind of, well, this works for this one kind of thing? In other words, have you been a painter? Have you created other kind of things in the past?
That's an excellent question. Everyone assumes when you say you're an artist, you're a painter. My background is from textiles. And when I was in art school, towards the end of my time there, all of my ideas were extremely image centric, and it would have been what I call a tour de force to try to execute my ideas in textiles. If we had had digital printing at the time, I may have stayed in textiles. So my last semester of art school, in a painting class, the teacher told us to work with collage. She thought we'd just tear up some colors to make compositions and then start painting it. And I ended up working with maps and
Right. And using more. I want to move it ahead so we can get a chance.
Right.
To
And
see
so I
some of
ended
the
up
work.
working with collage because
Right.
getting my ideas across was much, much, much more expedient. And so
Right.
I've been working with collage since I left art school
Got it.
a long time ago, 40 years ago or more.
Let's show some of the work. My buddy Anderson has pictures. Throw one up there. Let's take a look. Tell us all about this.
That's part of the collection. Those are seashells.
Okay. Keep going, Anderson.
That's an emu leg and an emu egg and a couple other bones.
And you found them somewhere?
A friend of mine has emus on a farm.
Wow. That's kind of unbelievable.
He said he actually ate the emu.
All right, keep it going.
There's more of my collection. You can see the collages in the background, but hopefully we'll get a better close-up of the actual
Yeah, we
artwork.
will. We'll keep looking at them. There you
Okay,
go.
this
Here's
one
one.
is called Cabinet of NFTs. And a lot of my work is very anachronistic. So I started thinking about how the collected relics of the day, and this, mind you, NFTs aren't such a big deal now, even though some politicians are trying to piggyback on it at the moment. But this was done a couple years ago when NFTs were brand new. So when things are brand new, they really capture my attention.
It's highly detailed. Now we can't quite tell how this collage is. It's things that you put up together. Wow. Anderson, can we just run that one again? I want to get a closer look. Look at how detailed that is. That's got to be.
And some of it is real specimens. It was made during
Wow.
the time of the cicada invasion in like 22. So there's real cicada wings in there.
I guess that's good. That's amazing that you did that. All right, let's see something else. What else we got? And here's
This one is called Mastodon's Natural History. I had read a book about how to clone a mastodon, which isn't really possible right now, but the Russians are trying. But in this image, the mastodon is actually stepping off the plinth and trying to join the real life. And another thing very quickly about this is usually these mounted dinosaurs aren't shown where they were excavated. And in this case, the excavation site and the mounted animal are in the same space.
It also looks to me almost like it's in a greenhouse, which is a fascinating concept to begin with.
Well,
All right,
there's more story to that.
Let's keep going. We want to get a couple more in there. Look at this one. I saw this one. This is really spectacular.
This is called Birds of Display. Towards the end of my research, I started getting very interested in the way that these artifacts are displayed in museums. And I went to the iconic Museum of Natural History in New York, and people may or may not know there are incredible paintings. The backdrops for all of the mounted animals are true artwork, and it's very well documented. There was one main artist doing all of these landscapes for 30 years.
Anderson, pop it back up there if you would. What is that the letters on the row? It's almost like the table of the elements, CS55. Is that actually what it is?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Very good eye. You're the only person that's asked me about that since it's been on the wall in the Bronx.
But my last question for you is, when you see your work in a gallery like this, with other artists' work, how does it make you feel? Does it inspire you to do more? Do you look at it in comparison to the others, etc.?
That's a loaded question.
Really?
And I'm going to have to be very diplomatic about this. One of the perils of entering a group show is you don't know what the quality of the other work is going to be. So you
Okay.
always hope that you're going to be excited by the other artists in the show. And this definitely happened to me with the show in the Bronx. But I also have to put in a huge plug for Alena. The green color that she chose for the wall was really stunning. It really, really, really brought out my work in a beautiful
That's
way.
good. I have seen many shows at the Bronx River Art Center. It's the first time I've seen anything like that. Alena, so let's just wrap it up and talk a little bit about, of course, where people, it's right there by the Bronx River. It is, after all, the Bronx River Art Center. And talk to me again about when the gallery is open, when people should come in all the time. But let's make the sale. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, thank you, Anna, for noticing the green color, because the Bronx River Art Center does at least 6 gallery exhibitions per year. And this particular show I wanted to make special. It was the first show in 2025, and the green color is dedicated to Paris Salon, when they didn't use the white cube, the white walls, and they wanted to show the work in a really cozy, really natural way. So the gallery opens at 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock every day?
Monday to Friday.
Okay.
Please come and see the show. The Bronx River Art Center also offer classes for adults, for kids, and for teens. Come visit the Bronx River Art Center on Instagram, or visit bronxriverart.org, our website. And we also have a closing party. And,
when is that? Maybe I'll
and an
stop by.
artist talk on February 15th.
Okay.
4 o'clock.
Okay.
I welcome everyone. Come, bring your kids, bring your family, bring your friends.
Just one quick note, it opens at 3 o'clock. What time does it close?
The artist talk and the party will be from 4 to 6, and the gallery is open from 3 to 6, Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday. Okay. Listen, we love the Bronx River Art Center. Alena Alekseeva, thank you so much for joining us. Anna Fine Foer, continue making great artwork, and hopefully we'll see it more than once or twice or 5 or 10 times in the borough of the Bronx. Thank you, folks, for joining us. We also thank our first guest, is Emily Swanson from the Bronx Times Reporter. And that will do it for the Bronx Buzz for this week. You know what we always say, if the curtain don't fall, the creek don't rise. We'll be back next week.